We're about to talk about a place that isn't just remote. It feels like nature itself actively designed it to keep us out. And this whole thing really boils down to one simple, sobering truth. For the vast majority of us, Antarctica is, well, it's impossible.
Okay, so I want you to think about the most remote location you can possibly imagine. Got it in your head? Now, push that idea to its absolute limit. Because there's a place, right here, on our own planet,
A place that is so cold, so isolated, and so incredibly deadly. And I'm not talking about an uncomfortable cold. No, this cold is a weapon. The isolation isn't just being lonely, it's absolute. And the environment isn't just challenging, it is actively, lethally hostile.
And here's the stark reality of it all. There is no safety net. There's no backup plan. So if you make a mistake, if you get lost, if anything, and I mean anything goes wrong,
That's it. That's the punchline. No one can save you. We're not talking about a war zone or some high-security prison. This is Antarctica. And that right there is the fundamental rule of the entire continent.
So the first thing we really have to understand is that our whole perception of Antarctica is a deadly illusion. You know, we see these pictures of serene, beautiful ice, but it's much more accurate to think of the continent as a kind of planetary defense system, a weapon forged from nature itself.
Let's just start with the raw numbers. The temperature can plummet to below minus 60 degrees Celsius. That's minus 76 Fahrenheit. I mean, that's a level of cold that doesn't just feel bad, it actively works to shut your body down. And then let's add wind to that equation. These things called katabatic winds can literally scream down the ice sheets at over 200 kilometers per hour. That's more than 124 miles per hour. This isn't just wind, it's a physical force that can pick you up and throw you.
and this quote right here, this gets to the heart of the continent's psychological weapon. During a storm, a whiteout isn't just poor visibility. It's exactly like this expert says. The entire world just dissolves into a single shade of white. You lose all sense of direction, all sense of depth, all balance. So the extreme weather is one massive problem, but it's made even worse by an even bigger one. Antarctica is impossibly far from everything. Just reaching the coast is hard enough, but traveling inland, that's like mounting an expedition to another planet. And just look at what it takes. This is not a simple travel checklist. This is a military-grade logistical operation. To go inland, you need specially modified aircraft, fuel that's been dropped off ahead of time, and constant satellite navigation. You can't just travel. You have to literally build a chain of survival just to get from one spot to the next. It just goes to show you the insane level of planning required before you even take a single step. And this brings us to one of the most terrifying experiences you can have on Earth, the whiteout trap. It's not a storm you can just wait out and attend. It is a state of total sensory deprivation that leaves you completely blind, even with your eyes wide open.
Here's how it happens. First, any landmarks you were using to find your way just vanish. Then, because the light is so scattered, all the shadows disappear, making it impossible to see the texture of the ground. Sound gets muffled and deadened by the snow. And finally, the horizon itself is just gone. You are completely trapped in a white void.
So you're disoriented, you're blind, and now you have to deal with the fact that the very ground you're walking on is treacherous. Antarctica is just full of these invisible graves, hidden just inches beneath the surface of the snow. They're called crevasses. They are massive cracks in the ice sheet, sometimes hundreds of meters deep. But the deadliest part is that wind and snow create a thin, fragile bridge right over the top, making them completely invisible.
This slide captures the deception perfectly. What your eyes see is a flat, safe-looking field of snow. But the reality is, you could be standing on a layer of snow as thin as paper, with nothing but a 100-meter drop below you. This is how people can simply vanish without a trace.
So even if you could somehow overcome the weather, the distance, and the terrain, there's another layer of defense, and this one is entirely man-made. See, Antarctica isn't just guarded by nature, it's also guarded by really strict international law.
You can't just book a flight. The Antarctic Treaty System requires any expedition to get official permits, prove they have solid emergency plans, and submit detailed environmental protocols. The bureaucracy is absolutely immense because the stakes are astronomical. A single mistake could contaminate one of the last pristine ecosystems on Earth. And all of these dangers, the cold, the storms, the crevasses, the isolation, they all lead to one final terrifying reality. This is the fact that underpins everything else about survival on the continent.
It's the logical question we'd all ask, right? In any other part of the world, if you're in critical danger, you call for rescue. A helicopter arrives, an ambulance comes. So why doesn't that happen in Antarctica?
Let's break this down because it's so crucial. The weather can be so bad that planes are grounded for days, sometimes even weeks. During a whiteout, visibility is zero, so no aircraft can fly, period. Fuel is a constant issue. The cold makes it less efficient, and the huge distances mean rescuers might not have the range to even get to you and back. But the biggest factor of all is just time. Your body loses heat far faster than any help can possibly travel.
So ultimately, Antarctica doesn't need walls or guards to keep you out. It rejects you with the brutal, unchangeable facts of physics, of weather, and of distance.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. Antarctica is maybe the last place on Earth that forces us to confront the fact that we are not in control. It's this powerful, humbling reminder that here, no matter what our technology is or how big our ambition is, nature makes the rules, and those rules are absolute.